host of Clearing the Wreckage. Thank you so much for joining me today. So excited to have you here with me. We got a fun-filled episode today, but we got a very encouraging episode. An episode that I'm hoping will uplift you, hoping it will reassure you, and I'm definitely hoping it will comfort you. For sure. Thank you for being here with me today. With that being said, you're tuned in to the greatest podcast, Clearing the Wreckage, because what we do here is we don't pretend, we don't play around, we clear that crap out. Whatever is causing us to stumble, we clear it out. We clear the way. We clear the path so that we can walk freely. That is what this podcast is all about. If you're tuning in for the first time, thank you. Thank you for joining me. What I got for you in store today, again, like I said, hopefully will be comforting, reassuring, and very much so encouraging. I want to share a story with you. Get your coffee. If you're driving, pay attention to the road. Whatever it is you're doing, be safe. My story that I want to share with you is this. And you know part of it because I told you in the last 4 episodes, I've let you know. After that recovery meeting that I went to, I walked up to this gentleman and I just talked to him. And I said, hey, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know how. But I would love to communicate with you sometime. This gentleman gave me his phone number. Then we went out to lunch eventually. And let me tell you the story. When we sat down to eat lunch, this man said to me, let me tell you a story. You caught that? The same thing I just did with you, right? But no. Seriously, he said, let me tell you a story. And he was very vulnerable with me, and he opened up, and he told me a story. Specifically, he told me his story about himself and about how all of his life he felt alone. He felt different. He felt like he did not fit in. And then he told me when he started drinking, he felt different. He felt better. He felt as if he fit in. He felt as if he had something to offer. And he continued with that story to tell me how he never thought that he would drink before going to work, but he did. He never thought that he would drink and drive, but he did. He never thought that his wife, his 2 kids would find out about his drinking, but they did. He thought to himself that he was very good at hiding his alcoholism. He thought that even if someone catches me in the act, they will not understand me. They will not get why I drink. Then he went on to tell me I drink because it makes me feel better. I was relieved. After hearing him share, and that obviously he shared a much in-depth, longer story, but I'm not going to share that with you. I felt relieved that, wow, there is someone out there like me. I did not feel alone anymore. The great thing about that day, that great day, because it was a great day, the great thing about it is that this gentleman did not sit down with me at lunch and ask me about me and why am I dealing with alcohol? Why am I drinking? And so what brought you to the meeting? Why are you? He ain't asked me not one question. He decided to be vulnerable and real and transparent with me first. Let me tell you the difference that made in my thought process and how I was feeling. My thought process before all of that, even though I went to that recovery meeting, and yes, I did walk up to him and I had a little conversation with him and asked for his phone number, and yes, we did go to lunch, but when I was meeting before lunch, before walking into that building, I had thoughts of nobody understands me. He won't get it. This guy, yeah, he wants to meet me for lunch, but why does he want to meet me for lunch? To criticize me, to ridicule my drinking? I'm afraid. I'm afraid this guy is not going to approve of me. He's not going to like me. I feel like I'm all by myself. I felt that way. After he shared what he shared with me and opened up, the feeling of loneliness started to fade away. See, my thought process all of my life was kind of like his. I felt different. I felt alone. I felt like I was abandoned. I dealt with those with feelings like that. I never dealt with them because all I did was drink. Because of the way that I was feeling, so that I can feel better. This gentleman told me the same thing. I drank so that I can feel better. So that I won't feel alone. I drank so that I won't feel alone, that I felt like, oh, I got people with me. I can have fun. I can go to the bar. I can do that. I could be myself. Really, I wasn't being myself. He shared the same thing similar to that. I could be me, at work. I could, he wasn't being himself. So I say all that to say that this is firsthand personal experience, first person from my experience. The feeling of being alone or feeling alone subsided and faded away. And at that moment, I knew, it was a fact now. I knew I am not alone. I am not alone. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Why do I share that story with you? Because this episode is based on the fact that we are not alone. You and I, we are not alone. And I know the feeling. I know that the feeling comes. And the feelings come after the thought. The thought was, for me, man, nobody don't get me. Nobody don't understand me. Nobody knows what it is that I go through. Nobody knows what I'm dealing with. Those were the thoughts that I had pretty much all of my life. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares for me. You know why I thought that nobody loved me? Because, and I'm finna get real with you. They call me # the real Kareem. I call myself that. They don't call me that. I call myself that. But all my friends know that I'm real. Because I don't pussyfoot around. I keep it real with you. And I'm finna keep it real with you. Here's the deal. I wasn't told as a kid those 3 words that most kids need to hear. I wasn't told, I love you. Nobody said that to me. Can you believe that? I know you're probably listening. You're probably like, what? Nobody said that to you? Nobody said it to me. I'm pretty sure some of you that are listening are like, wow. Well, I don't feel alone in that anymore because I didn't grow up with my family saying that they love me either. Right then and there, right there should be confirmation, encouragement, comfort to know that you're not alone. So yeah, I felt weird. Just felt weird. I felt like a weird kid who didn't have anyone who loved him. All my siblings were older than me. So they grew up, they sprouted out the house. I felt alone, abandoned by them, even though obviously I wasn't abandoned. But the thought was, where y'all going? Why y'all leaving me? And the feelings of abandonment came after that. So hear me clearly. The thoughts come first, and then the feelings. That's how I thought all my life. So I felt that way all my life. And then in order to escape those feelings, I drank. And I did lots of drugs to numb whatever it was that I was feeling and to run away from it. There are so many people out there just like me. I'm not alone in that. But there are also so many people just like me that are recovering alcoholics and addicts. I do not feel alone anymore, folks. I don't feel alone anymore. There are people out there just like you that may be struggling. I'm one of them. I've had it. I've dealt with it. I deal with it. Depression, anxiety. There are other people that deal with those things. And they are but symptoms of something else that is really going on. And the reason I say that, I don't call it a disorder. I don't like that term. I think they're just symptoms of something deeper. Something else. My anxiety is just a simple symptom of me feeling unsafe. Right? So then I get anxious. The depression comes from the thought process of feeling alone, and then the thought, not the feeling, but the thought process of feeling like nobody understands me, nobody gets me. And then the feeling of loneliness comes after that. And then because I feel lonely, I become alone. I isolate. Nobody cares. Nobody loves me. Man. That's depression. Now, I'm not mimicking anyone that's dealing with that by saying man. I'm just saying that is the way that it goes. But you're not alone in any of that because there are people out there. There's therapists, there's psychiatrists, there's all types of people to reassure us and comfort us, to let us know we are not alone in this battle with our mental health. We're not alone. So be encouraged today. Because the other thing I want to tell you is this. There might be a key into helping us not feel alone. And that is reaching out. Taking a step forward and reaching out. Taking a step off the ledge like I did. I talked to the gentleman after the meeting. I called them. And then we went to lunch. And then I met someone. I met the real him. I met a guy who was going through things that I never would have thought of. I never would have known. I never would have known that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I go to church on Sunday, but I was drinking the night before, or I drank that morning to go to church. And, you know, after church, I'm drinking. I would have never known that about this person. I would have never known that me and him had some of the same issues. And ultimately, I would have still been feeling alone. The feeling of loneliness would have never subsided. So, with that being said, I encourage you to, if you are feeling alone, to know that you're not, to just know it. And I know that's, Kareem, that's easier said than done. Well, if you're listening to me, you're here for a reason. That should give you some comfort to know that you are not alone and that you have a friend in Kareem for sure. If anything, know that I'm here. You can listen to me every single week and be like, God, Lee, man, this guy comforts me. I know that I'm not alone. But the fact of the matter is that you're not. The second key and the second thing that we need to learn to do as humans, as we evolve and grow, and the only way to evolve and grow in this is we have to learn to separate the feelings from what is factual. So my feelings were that I feel alone. The thought process came first. Nobody gets me. So then I started feeling lonely and alone in this. I have no one. That is not true. It's not true. That's false. I had to learn to separate, and I still deal with it. Y'all, let me tell you something about recovery. Man, you know what? I'm sober and clean. I've been sober for over 8 years, and I never dealt with my feelings. All I did was drink and drug to numb those feelings. Now, I have to deal with my feelings. I cleared the wreckage. I'm clearing it out. Okay, I feel this way. Why? I start to label things. Oh, I feel this way because I was thinking this, that. I was thinking that nobody understood me. Okay, so how I feel alone because, yeah, I mean, I believe now that nobody really understands me. And then, so with that being said, I have to every day when I get some gnarly feeling, some gnarly thought, and then I get a gnarly, weird feeling, I have to go, wait, is that true? Is that really what's going on? Or is this just how I feel? Why am I feeling this way? Oh, I was thinking that I'm a piece of crap because I messed up with this or that. Oh, so now I feel like a piece of crap. I mean, so that is the other key that we have to do. We have to take the key, unlock it, and separate that my feelings are valid, but they are not factual. And that is how you grow. That is how you evolve. Folks, thank you so much for listening to my story today. I shared that story and I shared that experience because before that experience, I was feeling alone. And I wanted you to know that I no longer feel that way and that I know for a fact that I am not alone. And I wanted to comfort you and reassure you and encourage you that if you are feeling alone, you are not alone. Again, as I always leave you, take some time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. All right? Y'all have a great day. Peace.